We are given the system of linear equation and we've implemented Gaussian elimination method. Abi, we've gotten our answer. We found x, y, z using Gaussian elimination method, and we got the value of x to be what? Negative 32 over 3. Y equals to z is equals to negative 5 over 3, right? Yes. Now, from here, what if the question says, using Gauss Jordan elimination method, find x, y, and z? Same idea. You are still making use of your pivot. You know, the first pivot we've identified. That's what we used to make this guy 0. The second pivot was 2, right? Then the number under 2, we changed it to 0. We manipulated it to become 0, right? Now, the next pivot will be what? 1. Are you getting me? The next pivot will be 1. Why is it 1? Row 1 pivot comes first, followed by what? Row 2, followed by what? Row 3. Just know that for Gaussian elimination method, you make use of the first and second pivots. Yeah, let me put it that way for better understanding. For Gaussian elimination method, you make use of your first pivot and second pivot. Meaning, using those two pivots, you get your answer. But if the question says that using Gauss Jordan elimination method, you make use of the first one, second one, and third one. Now we've used the first and second. Let's use the third one to see how it works. From here, identify your pivot, which is what? 1. You know why it is 1? The non-zero leading entry in a row from row 3. This is the non-zero leading entry. So meaning, same idea. Having identified your pivot, your task is what? The number under the pivot should be what? 0. But in this case, you don't have number under your pivot. You have it above your pivot, meaning you are reversing it. That is, the number above your pivot will be what? 0. Meaning negative 7 will change to 0. Negative 4 will change to 0. Now the question is, how do I manipulate negative 7 to be 0? Are you getting my point? How do I manipulate negative 7 to be 0? The idea is simple. Alright, meaning row 2 will change and row 3 will change. What's the manipulation? Your row 2. What will be your new row 2? Row 2 plus 7 row 3. Yeah, that's correct. Because before this negative 7 can change to 0, you need 7 to be added. Meaning negative 7, which is the number that is there before, plus 7 will give you 0. I said my own recommendation is that if there is 7 here, meaning to get this guy to be 0, you know what we have here, negative 7. To make this guy to be 0, you need positive 7. Are you getting me? You need positive 7. Similarly, I have negative 4 here. To make this negative 4 to be 0, you need what? Positive 4. You need positive 4. Now the question is, where is this positive 7 and positive 4 coming from? You can make use of this one. And that's what pivot means. That's the work of a pivot. Since I already know that I need positive 7, I can multiply positive 7 with this one. Are you getting me? To the third row. Meaning that negative 7, which is what I have here on the row 2, plus 7. How do I get this 7? 7 times 1? 0. Similarly, even if you change this negative 4 to 0, it becomes what? The negative 4 that I have here plus what? 4. How do I get this 4? 4 times 1 is equals to 0. So to now write it, this is the interpretation. Meaning row 2 is equals to row 2 plus 7 row 3. Are you getting me? And this guy is not really affecting this column. It is affecting row 2 all through. So your row 3 will now be what? Sorry, your row 1 now will be what? What will be your manipulation? That will be what? For the row 1. To make this guy to be 0, that will be what? Row 1 plus 4 row 3. Row 1 plus 4 row 3. It is row 3. You want 4 row 3. Because the pivot, this is very confusing here. I know that it is very confusing. Just make sure that your pivot, that's your interest. To manipulate this guy, you are making use of your pivot. Are you getting me? You are making use of your pivot. Anywhere your pivot, the rows your pivot belongs to, that's what you are using. Are you getting me? You observe something. Always, if you check what we did before, you observe that when I'm manipulating row 1, I included row 3. When I'm manipulating row 2, I included row 3. The question is why? I'm doing that because my pivot belongs to what? Row 3. And even my pivot is in row 2. I would have used row 1 plus 4 row 2. You get my point? Row 2 plus 7 row 2. So in general, what it means is that having identified your pivot, that should be your focus. To manipulate any number, you are making use of your pivot. Are you with me? Let me change the question. What if I have positive 7 here? I have positive 7. I didn't know that the task is that this positive 7, I want to make it to be 0. Are you with me? To make it to be 0, I need what? Negative 7. Meaning 7 minus 7 will give me 0. Are you getting my point? 7 minus 7 will give me 0. What will I use? I'm still using the same pivot. Meaning this pivot, in this case, I will make it to be what? Negative 7. So it becomes, my row 2 now becomes what? R2 minus 7 row 3. And that's it. That's the idea. You understand? It's all about how fast you are when it comes to reasoning. Up to the initial question, I have negative 7 here. So meaning that to change negative 7 to 0, I'm implementing this. Likewise, to change negative 4 to 0, I'm implementing this. Now, let me rewrite my matrix. What do I have? I have the one that is not changing. That's what? Row 3. So write that. 0, 0, 1, negative 5 over 3. So let's solve for row 2 and 1 that will change. For row 2, I have that row 2, which is this guy, 0, negative 2, negative 7, 15, plus 7, all into bracket, row 3, 0, 0, 1, negative 5 over 3. Now let's solve. This is what? 0, negative 2, negative 7, and 15. Open up your bracket. What do you have? 0, 0, 7. This time, this is what? Negative 35 over 3. Now let's add. What do you have? 0, negative 2, 0. This minus this is what? 15 minus 35 over 3. This is 3. This is 45 minus 35. And this is 10 over 3. So 2. You have this 0, negative 2, 0, 10 over 3. Are you getting me? Now let's solve for row 1. For row 1, before solving for row 1, observe something. What is the value of y? When I use Gaussian elimination method, negative 5 over 3. Now divide all 3 by negative 2. What do you have? Negative 5 over 3. You understand? No, you see how it works. Now from here, let's solve for row 1. What is row 1? We said row 1, my new row 1 is equals to row 1 plus 4 row 3. And this is my row 1, right? 1 minus 3, negative 4, 1 plus 4 all into bracket. What is row 3? 0, 0, 1, negative 5 over 3. Alright, let's solve this. What do you have? 1, negative 3, negative 4, 1. Open up. 0, 0, 4, negative 20 over 3. This is what? 1, negative 3, 0. This is what? 17 over 3. Meaning my row 1, I have 0, negative 1, negative 3, 0, negative 17 over 3. Are you getting me? Now from here, we will identify our pivot from here, and the task is the number above my pivot should be what? 0. I've done that. Your next pivot will be what here? -2. Is that correct? Is that correct? You are going upward. That's why I said, when we started, I said it before that imagine the question being a new question. Are you getting me? Depending on how you want to understand it. From here, this question being a new question, this is my first pivot, right? And I've done my reduction. The next pivot will be what? It will be in row 2. Of course, it will be in row 2. And obviously, it will be -2. You get? It will be -2. So meaning this -2, what will happen to it? The number above it must be what? 0. The number above it must be what? 0. Meaning that -3 must change to what? 0. So how do you go about this? So this is what we were saying the other time. It is always easier. Take note. If it is possible for you to make your pivot equals to 1, it is easy. It is always easier for you. It will make your life like easy. It will be easy. I get me. But before I show you that, from here, you already know what we want to do. I want to change this -3 to what? Sorry, I want to change this -3 to what? 0. Meaning, I'm making use of this -2 to manipulate. So, meaning that row 1 is changing. What it means is that I want to change this -3 to 0. So, in essence, row 1 will change, right? Now, how do I make row 1 to change? Using the same idea, that will be what? Okay, I get what I'm saying. Yes. From here, this is my pivot, right? And the number above my pivot must be 0. What it means is that -3 is what? -3 must change to what? 0. Now, you have to think. How do I make this guy to be 0? That's what? 2 row 1. 2 row 1.
Yes, is it minus or plus?
2 row 1. This is 2 row 1. Meaning that -6 plus something plus 3 row 2. We need the plus or minus. This is it. You are saying that it is between this guy. It is between this guy now. Hello, it is between this guy. 2 row 1, 2 times -3. What do you have? -6. You have -6. To change -6 to 0, you need +6. Abi?
Yes.
Now, you can only get +6 using -2. So how do you get that?
That's minus.
That will be -3 row 2. Why? Because -3 all into bracket -2 will give you what? +6. -6 plus 6 will now give you 0. So you can see that it's all about thinking. It's all about IQ. How you can think. But it would have been easier for us if this guy was 1. Are you getting me? Instead of thinking like this, and even this guy is 1, it will be easier for us because you'll be able to figure it out directly. So what it means is that after doing something like this, it is always advisable, though not necessarily, but if you do it, it will make your work easy. Are you getting me? To avoid stress, always make your pivot to be 1. Now from here, I want to identify my pivot. Now from here, I want to identify my pivot, right? Which is -2. So to make this -2 to be 1, what will I do? Divide all through by -2. Are you getting my point? Divide all through by -2. So meaning that row 2 is equals to 1 over -2 times row 2. Any question on that? My new row 2 will be what? Row 2 itself divided by what? -2. Now let's do that. That will be what? 1, -3, 0, 0, 1, 0, -5 over 3, -17 over 3, 0, 0, 1, -5 over 3. Now from here, you are know that this -3 must be 0. Now what will be your manipulation here? Row 2, that's what? Three row 2. 3 row 2. plus row 1, exactly. 3 row 2 plus row 1. You are convinced? 3 row 2 plus row 1. Now from here, this question is still the same thing as this, right? What we have here is still the same thing as this. What we just did is that we divided row 2 by -2, meaning we are making our pivot to be what? 1. Are you getting me? Now, if this pivot is 1, in this case, if this is 1, identify a pivot. It's still this one, right? The task is the number above your pivot should be what? 0. Are you getting me? And the number in this case is what? -3. Now the question is, how will you make this -3 to be 0? This same manipulation that we've been doing since morning. That will be what? How? You know, what you are saying now is that R1 will change, right? So what new R1? That's what? 3R2. 3R2. 3R2 plus R1. 3 out, this is it. 3 out, you say 3 out 2, meaning 3 times 1, 3. That 3 must change to 0. To change that 3 to 0, you need a -3. Are you getting me? So 3 out 2 plus R1. Since R1 is negative, if you are telling me that 3 out 2 minus R1, you are saying that 3 minus 3. Yes or no? And that's what? 6. That's 6. But you telling me 3 out 2 plus R1. What it means is that 3 plus open bracket -3, which is what? 0. Now, my question for you guys is that out of the first manipulation we did and this second one, which one is easier? This one. Do you know why this is easier? Because we make our pivot to what? 1. So meaning if your pivot is 1, it makes your life easier. You get what I'm saying? So that's it. So it depending on you how you understand it. You might use case 1 or you use case 2, you definitely get the same thing. It's all about understanding. Are you getting my point? Now let's proceed. From here, let me make use of this guy. Meaning my new row 1 becomes 3 row 2 plus row 3. It is only row 1 that will change. Row 2 will not change, neither row 3. So let's rewrite our matrix representing what we have in row 2 and row 3. Are you getting me? Now let's do that. And from here, it is obvious that from here, Z is equals to what? -5/3. Y is equals to what? And that what we got earlier. Y equals to Z, which is equals to -5/3. That's it. Now from here, let's do this. Meaning we have 0, 1, -5/3, 0, 1, 0, -5/3. Now let's solve this for my new. Let's solve our new row 1. Solving my new row 1, I have 3 all into brackets. What my row 2 here? 0, 1, 0, -5/3 plus 0 plus 0, -3, 0, -17/3. Right? 0. Now let's do this together. 0, 3, 0, 3 cancel 3. Right? We have -5 plus 1, -3, 0, -17/3. Let's sum it up. What do we have? 0, 0, 0, sorry. 1, 0, 0. What's the answer to this? -5. This should be -32/3. -32/3. That will be our answer. That's all. -5, -17/3. This is 3. This is -15, -17, -32/3. So what do I have here? -32/3. So in place of your new row 1, substitute this guy. 1, 0, 0, -32, and that's it. Now my question is compare. When we solve, you know, of course this is x, this is y, this is z, right? You can deduce that x is equals to what? -32/3 y is equals to negative 5 over 3 and z is equals to negative 5 over 3. Can you now see how it works? I said for Gauss Jordan elimination method, directly you will see the value of x, value of y, and value of z. Instead of you start solving z is equals to this, substitute. You get my point? So that some examiner or some lecturer might probably give you Gauss Jordan elimination method. Why? Because they don't want you solving. You know, you are still doing algebra. Gaussian elimination method, you are still doing algebra. And the purpose of this subtopic is that this topic is under linear algebra. Is you solving the value of x, y, and z without saying that x is equals to this, substitute, y is equals to this, substitute. That's the purpose of this topic. Are you getting me? So you solving Gaussian elimination method and saying that x is equals to this, you are still doing algebra, more like algebra. But for Gauss Jordan elimination method, you see your answer directly. So that's how it works. So that's it.